myself.
Mm-hmm.
So let me repeat myself because I'm recording now. Um, so this is a great question. How do you write a song? How do each of you? What's your process? So let me ask. So my process is sometimes I write a whole lyric and I give it to the melody writer. Sometimes he gives me or she gives me the melody and I put a lyric to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have the title and the story concept, and I go to them, and we together start hashing out the song. Those are the ways I do it. I do all three ways because I get
Mm-hmm.
bored easily. So I like to mix it up. So,
Right.
Logan, how do you do it?
Um,
What ways? I mean, maybe there's not.
just
Yeah,
pure madness. Just pure.
Madness. Yeah, I've done that. Go ahead.
pure madness. Okay.
No. I don't know. Yeah, I've tried it in a variety of ways. Um,
Which works for you generally?
Yes.
well, yeah, writing the lyric first normally does well, but it helps for me to already have an idea in mind or a musical idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like if I have a hook or something, like especially like melodically, I feel like I hear like musical hooks more. Um, and sometimes, you know, put words to that, or putting words to a melody. I feel like that's a little more difficult for me. Is like
Mm.
Okay.
putting, if I start with a melody, sometimes it's like more hard for me to write lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it can be done, but I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Uh, Brad, how
It's
do you work?
crazy.
I mean, I think it's you should basically write lyrics, right? Have you?
Yeah, um I haven't gotten to the place yet, at least, where I write melodies or have ideas for, songs, the musical part. Um if I hear a song, an instrumental, and sometimes the instrumental will just speak to me and I'll go, wait a minute, I can write a song of that.
Mhm.
Um so since I've been in the class, um, the homework requires me to write a song. Uh,
Right.
Mm.
but the easiest way for me to write is to write to a melody. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so how do you go about writing to a melody? What's your method?
It's really whatever comes to me. Like for instance, for homework,
Mhm.
um, usually I get started right after class.
Okay.
I find that if I wait a
Right.
day, wait till Saturday, nothing's happening. So if I get started right after class and just get a basic idea down, so classes on Wednesday, by Friday I'm finished usually.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
You're a
I
good
and so
student.
because what happens is during the class, ideas get thrown out.
Mhm.
You'll have an idea, or somebody else will have an idea, or something will occur to me, and I'm always writing. And so right after class, I'll look at what I've written down, and I'll just go bang, and I just jump into it. That's what works for me.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Mike
Um,
working yet?
yeah, Nancy, what's your
Yes.
what's your
Yeah.
what's your method?
Okay. Um, well, it depends on how I go about it. Like if I come up with a melody first, sometimes a melody will just kind of be rattling around in my brain, and so then I work from that melody, and it might just be one or two lines, and then I'll kind of build on that idea, what it feels like to me. That's kind of my most kind of nebulous way of doing it. But most of the time, it's either music that someone has sent me and said, "Do you want to put lyrics on this?" And then I do. And
Mhm.
so doing that, I'll just kind of use the same methods you were teaching, where I figure out the how many syllables I need, and I might rewrite some other notes to make it work, because especially piano players, they tend to add more than you need for a vocalist, you know? Or if I'm writing, if I'm just struck by something, like for instance, when I saw the movie The Lighthouse, I just was like, whoa, I've got to write that. And I just wrote it from beginning to end. So it's,
Mm.
you know, it's kind of whatever hits me at the time. But like for these assignments, I just sit down and use your method, you know? I'm like,
Okay,
okay,
so what's my method?
well, like
Here.
for this assignment, we had, you know,
picture.
the art, piece of art. And so I chose that first. Then I'm like, okay, what's the title? You
Mhm.
know? And so I figured out what my title was. And then I'm like, okay, what does the picture inspire in me? I ended up doing a verse and then A, following the rules, doing first line with the title, and just kind of, it's kind of methodical in some ways, you know,
Yeah.
but taking that method and then letting creativity come from that. So,
Sounds good.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. Somebody said something about counting up the syllables. Who said that? Was it you?
I did.
Okay. So I don't do that. I don't count up the syllables. What I do is I generally have a melody that I'm writing to, so I just fit that melody.
Oh, that's what I meant, was that I was, if I had a song that someone had given me, I count the syllables so that I
Oh.
know. And I might have to take away or add some notes to make it work,
Right.
you know?
Right. I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
But my point is that there's the stress is always to contend with.
Right.
And you know, the syllables will only get you so far. You need the stresses.
Right.
So did I ask everybody? Janet, how do you go about, what's your process? And Tom, I didn't, oh, did I go?
Well, I don't really have much of a process established because I'm just, really haven't written very much.
Okay.
But most of the time, or the ones that I have written, I'll go into my notation software. I use Finale, and I'll get it into Finale, and then I'll just start writing to the notes
Oh, okay.
in the song. But I can't write a song without the music. I've never tried to do that. I hope I can learn to do that, but that's the way I've always done it. That allows me to basically, hear the note and the rhythm just with the tap of a key as I'm working.
Okay. You know, I actually like your method, Janet. I like bringing in the music as quick as possible because we're not writing poetry. We're writing songs. And I always think that the fastest you can make it into a song and sing something, the better, But what I would try as an alternative for you, Janet, is to write the first A or the first verse without music, and then put music to the first verse or first A. So you could do that little variation rather than starting with music and putting lyric. First of all, you want to, before you do any of this, according to Mark Winkler, you come up with the title of the song, and you come up with what's the song about, and you come up with who's singing, who are they singing to, what are they trying to accomplish. So those are all things you do at the top, no matter what you do. So
That's sort of that process of using the music kind of comes after I've already decided, the concept of the song.
mhm.
I've got an idea for a title and a concept of the song. Then at that point, I've kind of worked that out in my head.
Okay.
Then I start working on the actual melody. At that point is when I start working on the actual melody.
Okay, good. That's something to think about. Logan, so what did you call your process? What did you call it?
I just said absolute madness.
Okay, so that's a totally legitimate thing. And I'm going to tell you where I am about absolute madness. I am one of these people, nobody's written with me. Okay, if you write with me, you'd know this is true. I love getting really excited about what I'm writing about. So in a way, Absolute Madness is like, you're very excited, you might not know where it's going or whatever, but it's an exciting prospect. And I like making things exciting, you know? And that could be having 2 cups of coffee, you know, and I'm all caffeinated up and, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to make this great. But, I think it sounds exciting to me. It's dramatic, Absolute Madness, Will we write the song? I don't know. And I'm actually for that. I think it's, and with all of, and I preach, this is the way to do it, or this is my way to do it. But yes, you can start with a line, you can come up with a great chord or a couple of chords on the guitar or piano, and then you can come up with a line that you just think is a cool line and start that way. But you've got to go back and go, what is this song about? What's the title? But of course, we all have played something or come up with a line that's really you think is an interesting line, and we want to write a song from that. But I call that writing backwards, because you have to eventually go back to the basics. What's the song about? Because if you've got a great line or a great verse, and you get to your chorus and it's not good, the song isn't good. Doesn't matter how great your verse is in a verse chorus song, if your chorus lets you down, the song's bad. Isn't that interesting? And by chance, no matter how good your lyric is, if the melody's not good, your song's not going to be good. It's very dependent on the melody. At the same time, if you've got a great melody and you've got a great lyric combined with it, it's magic. It's fantastic. It's something really special. So that's Tom. How do you proceed? What's your method? Oh, you're not on. I can't hear you.
I guess I start with a feeling, I start with a feeling, basically. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Um, and since, I don't write music, I started over the last year, because I just started doing this lyric writing over the last year or so. I
Mhm.
went to instrumentalists, and I took Hank Mobley, a couple of Hank Mobley tunes. I took a couple of Quincy Jones tunes. Just, I'd randomly find some piece of music that I really liked, and then it was evocative of something for me. So I would write based
So
on.
how do you start writing to a Hank Mobley tune or a Quincy Jones tune?
I listen to their version and then every other version that's been recorded by everybody.
And what does that do?
Uh, I'll hear I'll hear solos. I'll hear different feels. I try to isolate that feeling that drew me to the tune to begin with, and in most cases, they're just there's a kernel of something in that tune that that attracted me, and so I go for that feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, cool. I like that, but I want to take that further and to my method of writing to an instrumental, which I've done quite a bit. You recorded my song. I could get used to this. So what I do is when it's a jazz instrumental, and I love writing to jazz instrumentals, I basically identify the form. Okay, is it AABA? Is it verse chorus? Logan, why do I do that? I think we've mentioned this before, but it's good to mention it again. Why do I identify the form?
So you know what the form is, I guess.
Good, Logan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nancy, do you know why I want to identify the form of the jazz instrumental?
So you know where you're going to drop the title.
Exactly.
Oh.
Because if it's AABA, it's going to be the first and last line of the A. If it's the first chorus, it's going to be in the chorus. Okay? So that's why. So then I literally count up the syllables where the title should be. And what do I do after that? I know I've mentioned this in class. After I've counted up the syllables of where the title should be, what's my next step?
The scansion?
No.
No.
What's my next step? Anybody? Oh, good. I'm glad I'm asking you that. Okay.
Who
Go
are
on.
you singing to? Who are you
Tom.
singing to?
What?
Who are you singing to?
No. So
Oh.
I've got the number of syllables in the
Oh,
title. What's my next step? Anybody?
It's not the stresses and the
Well, yeah, I know where the stress, yeah, that would be good to know. Okay, what I do is I go back to my title book, okay, or my title folder, which I hope all of you are keeping. And I literally look for a title in my title folder that's as many syllables as the title, as the where the title goes in the jazz instrumental. You got it? So if I've got a song called da 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 da, you know, da 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 da, 6 syllables. I look for my title book in my title book, and I found I could get used to this. Okay, and then I asked myself, what does that mean? And I was in a new relationship with my boyfriend, and after my husband passed away, and I thought, okay, I could get used to feeling this good again. I could get used to this feeling of being in love. So that was my story plot, and I wrote it with Shelley Nyman. So that's your next step. So you identify where the title goes, you count up the number of syllables, you look in your title book, and you see if something fits. And a lot of times it does, amazingly. And then you write it. Then you come up with the story plot and all that stuff. But this is all good stuff. But never feel bad if you don't follow this. Just realize you're going to have to go back to title, what's the song about, at some point. And it's better to go there at the beginning than to, it's like when you're in a relationship, it's better to talk about money pretty early on in the relationship. Because it's going to come up, and you might as well get it out there.
I guess that's why I'm single. Go ahead.
That's a great title, Georgia. I guess that's why I'm single. I love it. I guess that's why I'm single. I was married, but I don't think, so far I'm not getting married again. Good. Guess what? Guess that's why I'm single. Really good. Really good. Listen, so for the last exercise, you guys are lucky because you showed up today. So I want to pair you guys up. So I'm just going to do this real simple, like Logan and Nancy, you're paired up. Georgia, I'm going to pair up with you. Okay, I know you're not
Not
gonna
yet.
next week, but Janet. Oh, Janet. Okay, wait a minute. No, maybe no. Oh, okay. I know what I'll do. And Brad and Tom. I think you two are going to write something great. I feel it. Not that Nancy, you won't. With Logan, you two are great. Janet, you're going to write with Georgia and me. So we're going to have to figure out a Zoom meeting time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're going to do is we're going to do an interview song. This is my interview song, interview for final song. And we're basically going to ask ourselves these questions. And the questions are only a means to an end. And the end is to come up with something, a good title, story plot for our song. So if you could also bring your title book and say, I have this great title. Do you want to write this title? That's another thing you guys could do. Or you could ask these questions and see if a good title or story plot comes up. So does everybody see an interview for Final Song? It's in the chat. Is it there? No?
No?
It's blue.
Not there.
It's not there?
Uh-uh.
What did I do wrong?
I don't know.
To everyone,
How long is it, Mark?
it's not that long.
Cut it in half.
Look at the end of it. It will tell you how many characters you've got and
No,
whether you're over number of characters.
no, it didn't.
You send it as a message or as an attachment?
I didn't send it as an attachment. I copied the words and I then pasted it.
Okay.
If you see something red at the end of it that indicates that you have more characters than the chat will accept, then that's why I didn't send it.
No, okay, let me, okay, at the end of this, okay, I'll do it right now. Let me share a screen and I'll just, I know what I'll do. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. You know something? I'm gonna send it to you later. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Mark, well, one thing you could do would be just save it as a text file and attach it in there and make it really easy.
Save it as a text file, okay.
Don't you have it in Word? Is that the way it is?
Yeah, but I can't find it anymore, so.
Well, that won't help then, will
Wait a
it?
minute, so this is what I'm doing. I'm copying it right now. I could put it in a file, right?
If it's in Word, you can just say save as text.
Okay, okay, I'm doing this. Pardon me, everyone, for me being so. Where is it? Oh, here, I got it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna save it. Okay, I'm gonna save it. No. It won't.
Save as.
Yeah,
Now, there's a drop down that will say, yeah, when you get to that, go drop down to text.
yeah.
Under here, instead of save as type, yeah.
I'm gonna save as desktop.
No, it's down there under save as type.
Okay, wait a minute, save as, wait a minute, type.
Right under the name of the file. Looking at the name of the file,
Yeah,
and right underneath it, right there, yeah.
uh-huh,
Right there you go. Now save as text.
text,
T-E-X-T,
plain text.
plain text.
Okay, then what do I do?
Just save it.
Then what do I do?
Then you can attach it to the chat and anybody can open it.
Okay. You guys are great. Okay. Did it happen?
I don't know, did you attach it?
You got,
Did you get it or no? No?
there it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yay!
It did it.
Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome.
Okay, so here's so who we've got Brad and Tom. We've got Janet and me and Georgia. And we've got Logan and Nancy. Okay. And anybody who's listening to this, do it on your own. So you guys are have the fun stuff. And here's some stuff. What's your favorite thing to shop for? Do you believe in UFOs? What's your favorite movie? And maybe the movie has a great plot you could use. If you were a song, my title would be, That's Why I'm Single. Favorite music group? What were your parents like? A favorite story about your parents? Why did you want to take this class? What's your favorite thing about yourself? What's your least favorite thing about yourself? I procrastinate maybe. Favorite story about yourself? What was the wildest thing you ever did that you can talk about? I like that. That's a good question. What's the thing you like best about yourself? What's the best thing you've learned about life so far? Okay. Favorite place? Can you write about it? A childhood, plenty of stuff to write songs about, okay? So you guys get together on Zoom and talk about it and figure out how to write a song. Any questions? So Janet and Georgia, can you, the three of us meet tomorrow on Zoom? No?
What time? What time, Mark?
Georgia, where are you? What's
To
it?
turn I had to put my fan on. It's hot. Okay, what did you say?
We're gonna, you, Jan, and me are gonna meet for a Zoom.
Okay, what time tomorrow?
What's good for you two? I'm pretty good.
I'm okay after about 10:30 or after about noon my time, which would probably be too early for you anyway. So
Let's do it like 2 o'clock my time, which is what, Janet, your time? 3?
That would be our time. 12?
5. Are you on the East Coast or West Coast, Georgia?
I'm West Coast. And so
Georgia?
West Coast, San
West
Francisco.
Coast? Okay. It was 3 hours difference.
Oh, it's 3 hours.
So how about 12? No, I can't do 12 o'clock. How about 2 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock your time?
That's fine.
Okay.
I could do 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, hold on 1 second. Let me check with my husband. I think we have something going. Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Right.
Dave?
Everybody, I've got to talk to somebody for 5 minutes. So if you guys figure out your Zoom meetings.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. And
okay. I'll be right back.
I was going to tell him to stop sharing his screen, but.
yeah, can we tell? Because I can't see it.
Okay, sorry. Please tell me these things. Okay.
So we can look at this in chat, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm stopping.
There we go.
Georgia, can you hear me?
Me?
Georgia, can you hear me?
Yes.
5 is probably going to be a little bit too late for me. I have something I need to do at 5:30.
Okay, so
probably going to have to either meet earlier or meet at another time.
what time works for you tomorrow, Janet?
Any time between noon my time, which is like about 8 your time, I guess, and
8? 8
about
in the morning?
Yeah, anytime from, well, I'm trying to translate times because
Okay.
if I give you my time, it's not going to mean anything to you.
Okay.
All right, so I have something from 10:30 to noon. Okay, anything after that between noon and about say 4, I'm okay. So if you
Janet,
can
what time
translate
is
those
it?
hours, if you can translate those hours to your side of the coast, that's when I'm available between noon and 4 Eastern time.
What time is it there now?
Right now it's 6:03.
Okay, 6. Okay. All right. So if I do 12, it'll be 3 your time.
That's okay. Well,
Okay.
that's fine for me, if it's okay with Mark.
Okay, and if it's 1, it'll be 4 your time.
Yeah, 4 is about the
Yeah.
latest I can go and still.
Okay, so 1
Yeah.
o'clock. I probably could do 1 p.m. And so it'd be 4 p.m. your time.
All right, so how long does Mark think we're going to meet?
Oh, I guess we'll find out, huh?
We're boring everybody else.
I'm
We're
excited
boring everybody
about
else in the Zoom. We're boring everybody in the Zoom to death here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're texting and chatting, so.
Yeah, we're all
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so anytime between 1 and 4, noon and 4, my time is fine. So
That
you
sounds
guys
good.
figure out when that can be.
Okay.
You know what? I can't either. I'll have to change my, oh, I can't do that either. I just realized my housekeeper comes on Thursday afternoons. So he would be interrupting and using the vacuum cleaner in the middle of all this. If we, but
So-
we're okay. If we do 4, we're all right. He'll be gone. But if I do earlier, he'll be here. So
Okay, what time would
let's
you?
say 4 o'clock is when I can do it. How about
So you
that?
can do 4 o'clock and it'd be 1 o'clock my time.
Exactly. That's when I can do it.
All right, that sounds
I was
good.
about to forget about that.
Okay. That sounds great. I'm looking forward to this because boy, do I need some help over here.
Are you writing a blues?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was doing it and then I was looking at it and it sounds like a rap song, a poem. Help me out, Melissa. No, you don't look like Melissa. Hi.
No,
You meant Nancy?
No, I can't remember his name.
What was your name? I'm sorry, sweetie.
Is it
Whose name?
Now
His
I
name.
know yours.
Melissa's?
You're talking
Oh,
about
Melissa.
what?
No,
Oh,
Melissa.
Brad.
Melissa's
Brad.
name is
It's what you must be talking about, Brad.
Brad. Okay,
Yeah,
Brad.
Melissa's name is
Right.
Brad. Yeah.
Brad.
Melissa's Brad.
Right on, Brad.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible,
we-
okay. That's what I like.
Mark,
Tomorrow- Yeah,
Mark, the only time I could meet tomorrow would be 4 o'clock my time.
can you meet at 7? Oh, 4 o'clock your time is.
1 o'clock our time.
Okay, hold on, let me look at my book.
Okay.
I think it's.
Isn't that something we gotta look at books, calendars, man?
Oh,
Busy,
I'm
busy.
terrible. 1 o'clock.
And Mark, how long do you think this will take us? Well, how long are we going to meet?
An hour.
An hour. That's
Sounds
fine.
good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
so
I'll be able to write my
something
first song in an hour.
I have something at 5:30 my time, so from 4 to 5 is fine.
Okay,
All right,
1
thank
o'clock
you.
our time, Georgia.
That sounds good.
Okay. Okay,
I
everybody,
appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. Georgia, put in your, everybody put in your emails.
Okay.
Okay. Is it, you see my email?
Yep. You see mine?
Yes.
Oh, I like yours, Georgia. Sweet Georgia.
We all putting our emails in or something?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
I
minute,
think-
mine is not right. It's Earthlink.
Okay.
Oh, take your
I
time,
know.
Georgia.
I figured that out.
Oh, I better do it right. Sweet Georgia. Wait a
Sweet
minute.
Georgia at earthlink.net. Okay.
Sweet Georgia at BARTH.
Are you from California originally, Georgia?
Yes, native, San Francisco.
What? Bay Area?
Native, yeah, native of San Francisco.
What do you know?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Everybody else is cool with their,
Yes.
all right.
And I already have your email, Mark, 'cause I believe I emailed you.
Yeah, you know, something, I know I have Janet's and I think I have.
Yeah.
yours, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Any questions about any of this stuff? So the only,
so-
well, I'm sorry. Nancy.
Do you want us to do a full song like with melody and everything or just words?
Yeah, if possible.
Okay,
And maybe at least a verse and a chorus.
okay.
Janet, you're sort of the melody writer in our group.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We'll
I
figure it out.
play the piano. If we need to come up with something, I guess we can make up something.
That's right.
So,
We'll make up something. We'll have fun. Don't worry.
Yeah.
so Mark, should we look at your list and pick one, or you were just showing it?
We're gonna maybe have some ideas. Come to the meeting, everybody, with some ideas.
Oh, okay.
Maybe forget
Of these-
about the
of these-
interview questions.
Of this list.
Nah, you can. The idea is to come up with the best title story concept, and
Got
if it's from those questions, fine. If it's from your title book, fine.
All right. Right on.
You're
Okay.
just coming up with a good time.
Inspiration, we don't have to stick to that list.
No,
Okay.
All right.
What's that thing, Logan, again? It's that you go,
Absolute madness.
yeah, let's do it absolutely,
I like that.
you know?
So Mark, is that, we're supposed to independently come up with something before we meet with you tomorrow? Is that what you
Why
want?
not? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
So here's my question to you, Tom. So you're meeting with a fellow music writer, okay? Or whether female or male. What do you do to prepare? And you're going to write a song.
Drink a lot of coffee.
Drink a lot of coffee is good. Yeah.
I would have my title book
Hmm.
Mhm.
first thing.
Yeah.
Um, do I know the background of this person, or is he a total stranger?
Good question. You should know the background of this person. And, luckily, I think it is luckily, look him up or look her up and listen to her songs, listen to his songs. And if they are fairly well known, pick the ones you like, and be familiar with them. It's pretty easy to be familiar with people in this new age we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You can at least listen to their album or a couple of their videos or something. And this is great because if you listen to it and you don't like it, that saves you a lot of time and bother. You know?
Just
When
don't show up.
What? Don't show up or get a cold, you know? In the old days, when there wasn't, you couldn't send somebody an MP3 and you didn't have your work online, and you met somebody at a party and they said they were a songwriter, I had many afternoons where I had to act nice when I knew their songs were awful.
Mm.
And nowadays I always say very nicely, oh, send me some of your stuff, your best stuff, and I'd love to hear it. And so then if it's not what you like, fine. That's just it's business, Of course, be nice and polite and all that, but you don't want to suffer. Okay. So any other questions? Logan, are you okay? Fine.
I'm all right. Think so.
Good. What's new? What's happening with your aren't you recording?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Did you record the Fly song yet?
yeah, that was the one I've been mainly working on lately. I recorded a lot of stuff about a year and a half ago and never completely finished any of it, and it just started swirling around because I didn't have a producer at the time. So, but now I'm working with somebody and we're trying to finish it up and pick out the best ones and sort of go from there.
Good. Good,
Yeah.
good. I like that. Well, you could always play is the Fly song finished?
It should be getting there
Okay.
pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay, good. Anything else? Brad, what's going on?
I am taking music lessons.
Fantastic.
That
What are you
way
taking?
I'm taking bass lessons actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get a little bit more musicality in my life. That way it will be easier for me to come up with melodies. At least that's my thought process.
Great. Who's your bass teacher? Anybody I know?
Do you know Trevor Ware?
Sure.
Yeah, Trevor encouraged me. I floated the idea by him at a concert, and he said, "Why don't you come over to the house?" And then one thing led to another. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
And
Janet,
it's
what do you do?
very, very difficult.
I know. Well, good luck. I mean it. Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
Brad,
you.
is it painful on your fingers?
Yeah, my fingers trying to stretch, trying to do that is like it's killing me. But you know what? No pain, no gain. So I just got to go through it. It's a journey.
Cool, cool. Nancy, what are you doing? What's happening?
I am prepping for a concert in Seattle. I think I told you about the Seattle Jazz Fellowship. And so that's kind of my main thing. I'm actually turning things down so that I can be good, because this is kind of in front of my peers. So it's people who take jazz pretty seriously. So I'm just prepping, doing all my original stuff, and then actually debuting some friends' original music. I think I mentioned this
Yeah, I
before.
think that's lovely.
I wrote some lyrics to a musician, a piano player's song, which doesn't follow normal form, and had to kind of, tweak it to get it to at least be AABA. And
Yeah. Well, that's something I left out. When you're writing to a jazz instrumental, sometimes, a lot of times, it doesn't quite fit the form. It's a little outside the
a
line.
little free form.
Little free form. And if it's too free form, I usually pass because I like form.
Yeah.
But it's fun to. I have found sometimes the melody, because it's a jazz instrumental, is too wide for the human voice, and I have to narrow the range.
Yeah, that too, especially piano players, because
Yeah,
they've got 88 keys, but
those piano players.
I know. But I'm really happy about this one because the title of his song is Nimbus.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, you don't have to write to the title. And I'm like, I'm going to try. And I actually had written down this line that my husband told me his mom used to say all the time: I'm as lonely as a cloud, which I was like, oh. And it fit perfectly, his little hook, where it's just ba da da ba ba da ba, and it's, I'm as lonely as a cloud. I'm like, yes, I get to use it.
Isn't that nice? I know. It's better when it fits really well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's fun.
can I hear this song? I mean, how close can you sing it?
I could. I mean, aren't we going to do our other stuff?
Yeah, but let's have fun.
Okay.
I like to have fun. That's the other thing. When I write, by the way, I'm fun. I'm a lot of fun when I'm writing. I don't like to be. I remember I once wrote with this guy, and he was a really good writer, and it was before it was on the phone, I think, a long time ago, and I sent him my lyric, and he was going to put his melody to it, and he questioned me about every word in my lyric.
Oh.
Why is it and? Could it be or? Could it be if? I mean it, just like that. Then the next one was dog. Could it be a cat? And by the fourth word, I went, I can't do this. I don't like to be so tortured about everything.
Yeah, I just wrote and sent it to him, said, if this doesn't fit your vision for this song, I'm fine with changing it, but this is the song. And he was like, I love it. So
Good. So
I'm just finding what I sent him.
okay.
Because I'm at work, I'm not at home.
Oh,
I'm in the classroom.
all right.
Oh, where is it?
It's okay.
Oh. I'm trying to not waste people's time.
Janet, what's ahead for you?
Well, after last year, I was planning to do another CD.
Yeah.
And broke my foot.
Yeah.
And had surgery on my foot, and didn't feel like doing much of anything except sit around with my foot up in the air for months at a time, and then I've been having to go to physical therapy and all this. Surgery sometimes on your foot sometimes takes about a year to get well. So anyway, that got put off. I was thinking about doing a Christmas album, but that didn't happen. But in the interim, I started playing more piano than I had been doing, because that was something I could sit up and do that for, even when I didn't feel well. And I've been working on seeing if I can learn how to accompany myself. I
Hmm,
don't think I'll ever be good enough accompanist to record my own CD from my own accompaniment, but it's just something that I've always wanted to be able to do. And, I've made some progress on it.
cool. That sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Nancy, are you ready yet?
I think so. I want to make sure my audio settings are right
Okay.
so you can hear. So it's when I go to audio settings, I make it low background noises. Do I click the original sound for musicians thing?
Who knows?
Okay.
Oh, did
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Okay. I just want to
Janet
make
knows.
sure.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna play the thing I sent him. It's gonna be better for getting the
Sure.
audio. Um,
Sure.
it's basically I just record into my phone.
Yeah.
Sent it to him. Okay. Work. Yes. Close.
Can you put the lyric in the chat?
Yes, question mark. Actually, no, it's only on a
Don't worry
chart.
about
I have a whole chart here.
it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Back. Okay, here we go. Tell me if you can't hear it. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, this is just the intro. I took his song and Frankensteined it, so when I needed an extra A, I just cut it and put another A in. I might do a written vocal scat here.
Okay.
Did you understand any of it?
No, I want you to read the lyric.
Okay, so the lyric.
Slow, slow.
Okay, let me see here. Oh, brother. I gotta pull it up
That's
again.
pretty.
I mean, it's just really hard to hear on, okay, let me get there. Oh, stop. I'm at work and my computer does not work the way I want it to. It toggles between my personal account and my work account.
Oh.
Okay. Bill and Shell. So the lyrics are, so it's a sad story.
Okay.
It says, she sits in her gilded cage that is her home. Just like a nimbus cloud, she wears her pride like a halo. Looks on from her window at the happy people. Afraid to admit seeing them, it pricks her heart like a needle. Second verse. Gazing at her perfect sparkling wedding ring, trying to remember when he could make her heart sing, longing to find meaning in her empty, rich life, feels like the sky pulls apart and she can cry, no one cares why. And then she speaks it out loud, I'm as lonely as a cloud. And then there's the solo section, and then it repeats, or it goes into this little bridge. Oh, the air is thick and she can't find her way to herself, hidden by the darkness that's swirling around her. And then she speaks it out loud, I'm as lonely as a cloud. Then the last verse, or no, then it goes back to, oh, the air is thick and she can't find her own way. So it's kind of like a double bridge.
Bridge.
Hidden by the darkness that's swirling around her. And then it repeats for a piano solo. Now we're in the last verse, which is, she pulls out her box of love notes that he gave her. Bitter, those days ended long ago, now just a vapor. Bell rings, they obey and take their dining place. She smiles as they sit to pray, and he inquires, how was your day?
Okay. It's good. The writing is good. Okay, I'm going to give you a little trick that Lorraine Feather told me once. And I'd written a song. What was the name of the song? Oh, I forgot. Oh, it was called You Might As Well Live. And every verse was negative. It was like, you might as well live, if things were going great, but then things didn't go great and I fell off the world.
Yeah.
Why don't you change the last A and change it and suddenly things get better? So maybe when she finds the love letters, she remembers and she shows it to him and he starts to smile like a nimbus cloud,
Yeah.
So it's sort of like turns. It's not like you surprise people. It's like there's like a little turn. And she has a great song called We Appreciate Your Patience. Check
Okay.
this.
That's a great song.
Brad knows. And the
Yeah.
last A is like, it turns around. It doesn't go where you think it's going to go.
Okay.
Because, it's always good to surprise people. So,
Yeah.
So the other thing, Nancy,
Okay.
is repetition is a wonderful thing. And I wish there was a little bit more of it in your song.
I know. Well, I mean, there wasn't, I added an extra A, but yes, I need.
Well, good. I like that. I'm glad you did that. Can you read it to me again? And because I had an idea, read it to me again. So, but my one idea is maybe toy around with the idea when the love letter she does, or maybe she's miserable and suddenly she gets a love letter and she doesn't know who it's from, and it's from her lover. It's from her husband. And she's
Oh,
like, believe
well,
it.
there's that. Yeah.
I always try to make I always think of things as a movie and okay, what's interesting that could happen next, you know?
Yeah. See, I'm just keep creating like a mood, like she's
I
sad.
know a mood, but it's like it's a mood like I'm depressed, more depressed, I'm even more depressed than that, and by the way, I'm depressed.
I'm so
So
new.
it's
But
so
but I thought the ending when he's saying, "How was your day?" and they're smiling, like they're faking it, you know?
yeah, so they're paying, so they're miserable. Listen,
I know.
I'm just giving you what Lorraine gave me, which I did
Yeah.
for my song, and it actually worked.
Yeah.
But I think the truth of the matter is, and this is for every song, when you're writing a story song, is you have to keep the story interesting.
Right.
And once we know where it's going, we get bored. And we knew pretty quickly where this was going.
Right.
Throw a curve in there, you know. So
I'll have to think. I don't want to.
yeah, just let that float.
Okay.
But let me hear the lyrics again.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
we got time. We're doing okay.
Well, don't we have to show our music?
Yeah, but don't we have an hour? Am I like it's 4:30? Don't we end at 4:30 or whatever? It's 7:30.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's two. I said we have an hour to go. Right, Tom? Do we have
Okay.
an hour to go?
Yeah.
What?
Do we have an hour to go?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Come on, Nancy, don't get out of this.
Okay. Okay, here's the first verse.
Okay.
Sits in her gilded cage that is her home. Just like a nimbus cloud, she wears her pride like a halo. Looks on from her window.
Okay. You
Okay.
mixed your metaphor. Don't mix your metaphor. She's in a
Okay.
gilded cage. She's a nimbus cloud. Pick one. Not in a
Okay.
gilded, she's in the sky.
Well, she's in a gilded cage and she
No,
wears her pride like a halo.
Yeah, pride like a halo is okay, but the nimbus cloud. I mean, it's called nimbus, so I would stay with cloud things. But that's just me. Let's move on.
I was just throwing in the nimbus because I just wanted it
No,
to.
no. Oh, you said the worst thing for Mark Winkler. What is nimbus of your song? No. What
It's
is,
the title, but
and wait a minute. And what is Mark Winkler's number one tip? So
well,
you know where you're going with me now. It's the most important thing in your song.
I know, and I made it like it's the theme,
Yeah.
but it isn't, but we're not saying nimbus a lot
I
because
think we should say nimbus more. That's my point. One of my points. Okay.
but I like the lonely as a cloud part.
I
don't-
like Lonely as a Cloud too. And Lonely as a Cloud is a lovely, it's metaphorically related to Nimbus. So I'm very happy about that.
that works for you. Okay.
That works for me.
Okay. So am I going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks on from her window at the happy people.
Mhm,
Afraid to admit seeing them, it pricks her heart like a needle.
mhm. I love People and Needle. That was great. Great rhyme.
That works?
Love it.
Okay. Gazing at her perfect sparkling wedding ring, trying to remember when he could make her heart sing.
Okay, make her heart sing. That's the cliche. So make
It is.
so come up with another rhyme. You know, sing. I thought of ring. Yeah, I think just try to get it out of heart sing.
Something out of heart sing. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Longing to find meaning in her empty, rich life.
Okay.
Feels like the sky pulls apart and she can cry. No one cares why.
I love Sky Pulls Apart. That's great because it relates to Nimbus.
Oh, my lights just went out. Hang on.
Ooh.
Come on out here. Oh, brother.
I was wondering if that was the real backdrop, and now I realize it is.
Yeah, no, I'm at school.
Nice. It looks really nice back.
It's a big classroom, so.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she speaks it out loud. I'm as lonely as a cloud.
Great.
And then this is the little bridge. Oh, the air is thick and she can't find her way to herself, hidden by the darkness that's swirling around her.
Mhm.
And then she speaks it out loud. I'm as lonely as a cloud.
Great.
Oh, the air is thick and she can't find her
I
own.
like it. I like repetition. Fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, hidden by the darkness that's swirling around her. And then there's a little instrumental. And then this is the last verse. She pulls out her box of love notes that he gave her. Bitter, those days ended long ago, now just a vapor. Bell rings, they obey and take their dining place, because they're rich.
Mhm.
She smiles as they sit to pray, and he inquires, how was your day?
Okay. So I commented upon that. No, it's good, Nancy. I like it. Yeah, I would work on the metaphor at the beginning. I try to keep it. You kept it mostly
Okay.
pure to the Nimbus thing. I like it though.
Okay. I mean, it's, it's kind of one of those, it's outside. It's a little outside.
I want it to be outside, but it's great to have outside things that can really, I don't know, relate,
Yeah.
surprise you a little bit.
One of the things that I do struggle with in the songs like this is because of the pitch, I wonder if it's too high to get the words so that you can understand them.
Well, can you lower it?
I can. So I might do that.
Yeah, and test it. Do a test run.
Yeah,
Play it for a friend and say, which one can you understand better?
right.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand it, and a lot of it is just, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for letting me put you through that.
Okay.
But honestly, there's a lot of craft for everybody in what I was talking about, and
Yeah.
and that's what we're going for. And the other thing I want to always say about when I'm talking about your songs, positive or negatively, let it wash over you, and the stuff that is meaningful is going to stick to you. And tomorrow or the next day, you're going to go, he's an idiot. That wasn't right. And then you're going to say, oh, by the way, that thing he said, yeah, he's right. So that's what I find when people talk to me about things. I just let it wash over me. And then a couple of days go by, and the stuff that means something sticks with you.
Yeah.
Goes away. It's a good way to think things. I have friends that no matter if you tell them something's terrible and this is wrong and this is wrong and this is, they're going to change everything. And I don't like that either. I think you've got to always ask yourself, what do I think? What feels good for me? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's for everybody. And I have been wrong. That's the other thing. I have been wrong many times. So I've been right, but I have been wrong. Okay. Who wants to do their homework? Don't know. Okay. Tom.
I'll go.
Okay, good. What's the picture?
The picture is it's a pastel that I own that's in storage now because I don't have my big house anymore, by Patty McGinney, who is a local artist. She lives in San Diego now. And it's a tropical paradise scene that I used to, back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I did a lot of traveling to tropical paradises. Is that such a thing? Anyway, so it just popped into my mind, and I thought I'd use that. And I started laying it out, and as often happens, I didn't have the feel that a feel wasn't bubbling to the surface for the song. So I went looking for some music, and I happened to find some music that actually kind of gave me a little inspiration. So I did kind of a 180 and went down the rabbit hole and, kind of trimmed it down to fit this music. Pretty much it kind of works. Since you said repetition is a wonderful thing, you're going to get a lot of it in this song. And it it's bothering me because there's a lot of redundancy, but I'll go ahead and do it, and
Okay.
you can just, take it apart.
Sure.
It's called Paradise, by the way.
Okay. Whose melody is it?
It's, it's some Scandinavian jazz band. Was the song, their song is called Side by Side. And
Okay.
it has a kind of a Dixieland feel to it. So, okay.
Mhm.
Is this paradise? An island's sweet surprise? Should I believe my eyes? Or am I dreaming? Is this paradise? 'Cause it's awfully nice. It feels like paradise where dreams come true. Let's stay in paradise. Or to be more precise, I'd make any sacrifice against advice for you, dear. Oh yes, it's paradise. Just take one look in my eyes, 'cause they can't disguise my heart beats just for you. Oh, palm trees sway to a steel band's groove never ending. Our nights we'll spend under flickering stars, blending paradise. It's really nice. A little slice of life, free from strife, dear. And when I see that sunrise, I realize it's me for you, forever in paradise. There you have it.
Beautiful. When I grow up, I want to be like Tom.
Tom, that's a great song. I
That's
love
really
it.
nice.
And
Thank
And
you.
you did
sound
that.
great
And you did that
singing.
in 1 week.
Yes.
Wow.
Tom, what have I unleashed? I'm really happy. That's really a good song.
It's not too rhymey.
Well, can it be better? I think a little bit better. But honestly, I was just happy as a clam listening to you.
It's a happy song. Yeah, that's what I liked about it, because I'm
Yeah.
usually writing this morose
Yeah, it's
stuff.
got a great melody, man. How did
Yeah,
you-
I mean it was perfect. I heard I was going through a bunch of stuff, and I heard it, and I thought, oh, that works.
Yeah, and you sound really good singing that song.
Oh, thank you.
It's like the perfect song for your voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to sing that song.
All right.
Where send me the lyric. Do you have a demo of this at all?
No.
Okay,
I
send
can
me
have I can have Rich do a takedown of the melody of the tune, and turn it into something, I guess.
Yeah, not yet. I want you to work on the lyric. I want you to do one more rewrite.
Okay. Oh, I've rewritten it like 15 times. Since,
I know it's really good. I mean, I'm being like picky. It's like
Yeah, there's some stuff that feels very trite to me in it, but it.
Yeah.
it's like an old
I didn't get
fashioned
that.
song, and some of the stuff that's a little bit trite sounds like okay, it's just part of that song thing.
That genre, right?
But I like it. Any other comments?
I liked it too. I thought it was really nice. I mean, you said paradise a lot, but I didn't get the sense that you were repeating anything over and over.
Okay.
But the imagery was great and everything. But there was one moment in there where it was towards the beginning where I was really expecting you to rhyme something, or like my ear was drawn
Yeah, there was
towards a
one time when
specific
he said
line.
paradise when I thought he was gonna do a rhyme to paradise.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do some rhyme with the previous line, and then you didn't, and I was like, oh wait, and I was
You
like,
wanna
well,
do
I
the
could've done it.
first A again?
Is it in the second A where it goes, "This is paradise because it's awfully nice. It feels like paradise where dreams come true"?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it was maybe, I don't know. It was right after It's Paradise for me.
sing the first two A's again. I wouldn't mind.
The first
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
It makes me happy, this song. George is happy. I'm happy.
Is this paradise? An island sweet surprise? Should I believe my eyes? Or am I dreaming? Is this paradise? 'Cause it's awfully nice. It feels like paradise where dreams come true. Let's stay in paradise, or to be more precise, I'd make any sacrifice against advice for you, dear. Oh yes, it's paradise. Just take one look in my eyes, 'cause I can't disguise my heart beats just for you. Palm trees sway to a steel band's groove, never ending. Our nights we'll spend under flickering stars, blending. Paradise, oh, it's really nice. A little slice of life, free from strife, dear. And when I see that sunrise, I'll realize it's me with you forever in paradise.
Gee, I like it.
It's perfection as far as I'm concerned. I love it.
Great.
like it,
Pretty
yeah.
good. Yes. Send it to me though. I love it.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, very good. Very good. Who's next? Janet, do you want to go? Unmute.
I picked out the song. I'm sorry. I picked out the picture.
Yeah.
I've got about 2 lines of lyrics written and I haven't finished.
Okay. Can you show us the picture, or what's the picture?
Sure. I don't know. I guess I'd have to share the screen, or I can just put the link in the chat. That'd be easy. Let me find it.
What's the picture? Do we know?
It's Boulevard Montmartre by Pissarro.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at it.
Hang on 1 second. Gotta find it now. This is a reproduction of it, but it shows what it looks like anyway. Chat. You can show it, I guess, on your screen easily enough.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Wait a minute. Why? Okay, hold on. Oh, yes. Do you see it? Oh, I know this one. You see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's your couple of lines, Janet?
Hang on, let me open it. So I've got well, I had to come up with some kind of melody to write it to. So I thought, well, the name of the picture is Boulevard Montmartre. And then I happened to think that Tony Bennett had recorded a song called The Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Right.
So I thought, okay, well, I can use that melody.
Mhm.
I walked the Boulevard Montmartre where laughing people share their dreams. And that's the two lines that I have.
Okay. You know, I think that's perfectly fine. One of the problems I have with a picture is it's so vast. There's not really a focus to it. It's like, it's hard to pick out little things. I actually like to pick out little things, you know, like
I think
stars.
there's a better version of it than that. That's like a reproduction. So let me see if I
I
can
mean,
find.
it'd be great to pick out some details in the picture and put that in your song rather than these generic things.
Well, there's if you look closely in a better version, you can see there's like horse-drawn carriages. There's all kinds of stuff down in that picture. It's like very detailed. You can sort of
That's what I would write about.
Yeah, that's where I was getting to. Was I just got started on those two lines, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to pick out some of these details about the carriages and try to work that into it.
What's the story about? It's you and you're on the Boulevard Montmartre.
I'm looking out. I'm looking out over it, and I'm imagining what these people are doing.
Okay.
And what they're feeling and what they're thinking, and maybe assign a couple of them to being lovers or just various different things.
Here's where I'm going.
Okay.
I want your stakes to be higher. One of the
Okay.
most important things in a song is that the stakes have to be high enough. So let's say you just had your heart broken. Your boyfriend just told you, I'm not in love with you. I'm in love with this 21-year-old girl, and I'm leaving you. And now you go on the Boulevard Montmartre, and everybody you see, am I too old to be on this boulevard? Am I too ugly? Will anybody look at me and think that they should be with, it has to be something like, it's major.
Right.
Or, you just caught your boyfriend with another woman in a cafe, on the side street of the Boulevard Montmartre, and you name the side street at this little club, and you're running down the street and you run into this carriage by accident, and the horse goes on its, it has to be like drama.
Right.
It can't be just, oh, I'm wandering down the street looking at the pretty. No, it has to be, there has to have something happened before the song started, that you're on the boulevard trying to get some peace, or maybe you're looking for the love that maybe you saw somebody and you've lost him for a moment and you're going to find him, but there has to be a drama going on that street.
Right. I just picked the picture, and just it took me a while to pick a picture.
Sure.
And I finally got the picture, and then I thought, okay, there's a lot of possibilities here, and I sort of picked the picture for the possibilities, but then the process sort of stopped at that point, other than picking a title.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's where I'm thinking is there has to be a specific story.
Okay.
With the stakes high that happen on that boulevard.
High stakes.
High stakes. And that goes for everything, So every song, So okay, great, Janet, but I like it. Logan, what have you got?
Let's see here. So I did this at the last minute.
Okay.
So, but that is irrelevant. I think what I did was fine.
Good.
But I went to an art studio, or it was an art studio with I did a show, and it was kind of in the basement of this place. They had like built a venue or whatever, and but it was like it had multiple levels, and there was like art studios up top, and there was like a venue kind of in the basement, and I played this show. And then after I went up and checked out all the art installments, and I found this guy, and he had a big board. It was about 10 feet across and like 4 feet high. It was like this big thing that would cover a wall basically, but he had these circles rotating on it. It's really hard to explain, but he had these circles rotating, just individual, and it was like when I went and talked to him about it, there was dots in order. Then they became slightly more, each subsequent piece would get more and more chaotic, basically. That each arrangement of dots would get more and more chaotic. And as it went through, it came back to a different place, and the dots became arranged again, but they didn't look the same as when they started. So it was basically an art piece about how we are affected by change or traumas or however, and how we come out the other side a different person, how we start arranged and maybe end arranged, but we aren't the same as when we started. And he called it "Things Don't Always Come Full Circle," is what he said. And I was thinking about that. I was driving home, and I was like, oh, hey, I never did my homework assignment for this, for my lyric class. And I was like, oh, because I don't look at a whole lot of art, and I was having trouble finding a piece of art. But I thought about that. And I like the title. I liked everything. I liked the whole idea about it. So I was like, okay, try and write about that.
Okay.
So here's what I got so far.
Okay.
I'll hopefully add it. I think it'll add. Let's see. Okay. So I've got round and round we go with all our dots in a row, until something strikes us out of touch with reality, a shifting scape into turbulence. On the surface, we may have seemed to find some inner peace, but things don't always come full circle. You know, it's not that easy. The process shifts around. We are all chaos, and our trials take us into madness. Nothing seems to line up as we running out of space for our minds have barely sorted out. But things don't always come full circle. So, well, I came up with.
I like it.
But that was one thing I mentioned to him. I said, what if you arranged, because they were all spinning. It was very cool. He had them all motorized, so each part was spinning.
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, what if you put them in a circle? What if you put each circle like a clock? Because I was like, when I first looked at it, I didn't get the sense of moving through time, like I should read it like a book at first, till he pointed out. And I was like, what if they went in a circle? But he was like, well, that's the whole point, is things don't always come full circle. So I'm like,
yeah, that's a good title. Yeah, what I think, I like what you've got. I was thinking the bridge could be maybe more of like real people, a real situation that applies to what you're talking about, you know?
Okay. Yeah, because this is kind of like two A's.
It's like two A's and it's philosophical, which is nothing wrong with being philosophical, but there's not like a person.
Yeah, there's no specifics.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe you make it into a situation. All of a sudden it's a scene. And you're just standing here, someone I met a long time ago, and I thought our story was going to end a certain way, but it didn't. You know, something like that. You bring a person into it and go, maybe I was thinking it was going to go this way, but it didn't go that way, you know. But make specific, you know, I thought you were going to be I don't know, this is be the one for me. And And
That
we,
you're gonna stick around.
and we, you were gonna stick around but you went off to, I don't know. The idea is that it didn't turn out the way you thought it was gonna be. Things don't always come full circle. And now you've come back into my life and we've tried again, but things don't always come full circle. It didn't work. Because sometimes people come back into your life and you think, oh, I can fix what happened. Sometimes you can't fix what happened.
Yeah.
So my question to you is there a personal experience that you've had that pertains to this song, that applies to this song? And the answer could be no, but if it is yes, you're better off, in terms.
Yeah, I could think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
I mean, definitely, like, yeah. Thought you would stick around, but yeah. I mean, I've lost a lot of people, lost friends, lost relationships. Had to move around, move out of places, and lose people for that reason. Not necessarily because we disagree.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
But like rare, so rarely do people come back, for me to like sort of draw from that. I feel like it's not very often that, like the situation you're talking about, like coming back and saying, well, it still didn't work, I guess. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but no, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, everything you said at the beginning when you were talking, it sounded just great. I'd go back to this video and I'd write down the first 3 things you said because it was real good. I don't know what it was. Did anybody else think that? I was thinking, gee, that's good. I like that. I felt it,
when I was just talking about the artwork.
No. When you were talking about, when I mentioned that I wanted it to become more specific and real and pertain to your life. And then you started talking and what you said was really good.
Oh, I don't remember.
I know, I don't remember either.
Okay, I'll go back.
I'm recording this, so
Okay.
listen to it. And the first 3 things you said were really good. I'd
Okay.
start the bridge with those.
Okay.
Why not? Anybody have any thoughts? Am I nuts? Am I crazy? Yes. No. Nancy, I'm not nuts, am I?
Well, I wrote down what you said, Mark.
Oh, good.
So I don't know what I said. All right.
But I like this. I like it. I like it. I like everything you said about this, and I like your writing. And
Yeah.
I think you just need to take it in the bridge. You need to take it out of philosophy zone.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's great.
Word. Thank you.
Sure. Brad, what have we got?
I don't have anything. I wasn't here last week.
Okay. You sent me something, which was good. What was that assignment? Was it you just wrote it?
I think it was from the previous week. I rewrote Fool on the Hill.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And the assignment was to see it from a different angle.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. From a different point of view. Right.
Let me share that. Is it okay if I read it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So what I didn't understand is it wasn't, I was thinking of like in who did Guess Who I Saw Today from the other person's viewpoint? Who did that? In Nancy. So, this woman goes in and she sees her husband with another, she sees these 2 people and they're very much in love in the cafe. And then she realizes it's her husband. So then Nancy's song was from the other woman's viewpoint, right? Talking to the wife. So I was looking for that. But yours was just sort of like looking at a different fool. Right, Brad, or no?
Well, mine was I forget the title. Hang on.
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it. I'm gonna go to it. Did you send it to me, my M Wink music or the other one?
I sent it to M Wink.
Okay. So I'm gonna, oh, here it is. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. Do you want to read it?
Yeah. Okay. It's called Sage on the Street, to the tune of Fool on the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Night after night, along with the crew, the man with the angry frown walks down to Huntington Zoo. Everyone seems to know him. They consider him kind of cool. And he seems to have the answers, but the sage on the street sees the moon in the skies, and the brain in his head views a brilliant sunrise. Goes on his way, ignoring the crowd. The man with the quiet vocal says no one is allowed. The animals in their cages are paroled and approach the gate. And everyone seems to notice that the sage on the street sees the moon in the skies, and the brain in his head views a brilliant sunrise. And everyone glad to see him, don't know that's what he would do. I'm sorry, didn't know that's what he would do. He'll probably be remanded, but the sage on the street sees the moon in the skies, and the brain in his head views a brilliant sunrise. Scroll up there. I don't think that he considered he'd end up in a cage. Monkeys like him, the sage on the street, sees the moon in the skies, and the brain in his head views a brilliant sunrise.
Okay. I don't understand. So he ends up in the cage. Is he a guy? Is he a human?
Well, no, he goes into the zoo, and he has the crowd following him,
Uh-huh.
and they think he's really cool. So the point of view is, in the other song he was a fool, and
Right.
so
Oh,
now he's kind of cool, and he has people following him, and so they follow him into the zoo. They don't know what he's going to do, but he's so cool they follow him.
mhm.
So when he gets to the zoo, he lets all the animals loose,
I see.
and nobody expected that. And so when they see all the animals, coming to the gate, they're like, "Oh wow, look what he just did." And so so then he gets arrested, he gets remanded, and
Okay.
so he gets put in jail, and so then he ends up in a cage.
I see. Okay. I didn't see that. Where did he let out the animals? I didn't really see that.
Paroled.
Where is that?
The animals in their cages are paroled and
Oh,
approach the
paroled
gate.
and approach the gate. I see. And everyone seems, okay, great. Yeah, I like this, Brad. It's good.
That's
Yeah.
what happens when you write with gummies.
Uh-oh.
What
Yeah,
are
it was good.
gummies?
Well, pot. Is it pot? I'm so.
It is.
I like it,
Sweet,
Brad.
chewy, tasty treats.
Yeah, don't have too many.
I like it. And now I get it. Okay, good. Did I leave someone out? Did somebody not do their song? No? Everybody did their song?
Georgia.
Yeah, I didn't.
Georgia, what have you got?
You know what? I just got Georgia. Anyway, I haven't done my song, that one, because I've been still working on my own song.
So but you're going to,
Yeah, and now I was just listening. I was just listening to Tom. So I have my lyrics. I changed them around a little bit.
okay.
So I'm thinking that would it work? Because I probably won't see my guitar player till next week. But I don't know when. Anyway, today's Wednesday. Yeah. So I'm thinking, can I basically look for a jazz instrumental and then try to sing my song with it, or I need to do something?
I think going to your guitar player is a good idea. I think
Okay.
that's the next step I do.
All right, got it.
Have you changed the lyric around?
No, not too much.
Okay. Go to your jazz piano player. I think a jazz guitar player. Where's jazz guitar?
Okay, all right, I will.
I think
Yeah.
that's good. And is he nice? Is he talented?
Oh man, Joe Lococo, look him up. He's been playing since he was 13 years old and never went to school.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, every time there's a gig, they always, hey, can Joe does it? And he's like 75 years old now. And
Oh.
when he comes over my house, I have a big reclining chair for him to relax.
Sounds good.
I take care of him. Yeah, but he's a
That's
good guy,
nice. That's
so he'll
nice.
help me. He'll
That's
help me.
nice. Thank you. Thanks, Georgia. Anybody have anything to play?
I didn't do my art song.
Well, do your art song.
Okay, so here's the picture.
I'm still thinking I had this, what do you call it? In the middle, I had this, my handyman come over and somebody broke the lock on my gate. So
Oh,
I don't, so I'm thinking about my gate, but mainly I'm thinking about the money I'm going to have to spend, Okay, Nancy. Yeah. What's the picture you did?
So the picture I put in the chat,
Okay, great.
hopefully you guys can see that. And
Oh,
then
yeah. See it?
here's
Oh,
my,
it's very much of the era of the Vogue magazine cover.
yeah, I kind of ran with that. I was going for classics, and then I just was like, I wasn't inspired by like classic art.
Well, I love this picture because it has a story. I mean, the story is there in that picture.
Yeah.
I don't see the picture.
Oh,
You
you
didn't
don't?
see it? I see it. It's there.
Go above where I just put my lyrics in, and then above it should be the picture.
The picture. Does everybody else see it?
I got it.
see
I
it.
got it.
Got
Okay,
it.
let's read
I
a
have
book.
it.
Let's read a book.
Okay, so
Okay, let's do it, Nancy.
okay, let's read a book. The leaves of this is the verse, so it's
Uh-huh.
the same. The leaves of autumn are blazing red. My love for you buzzing around in my head. I know you're not one to be easily led, but I have a proposal for you. Let's read a book together in Central Park. It's a beautiful day, the sun reflecting the trees. A cozy nook on a bench until it gets dark. We can snuggle up against September's breeze.
Mm.
Let's read a book beneath the soft yellow sky. You in your green jacket and I in my paisley coat. Give me that look, the one that makes me feel high, as we read the expressions that the author wrote. We'll ponder Keats and Maya Angelou, Love's Philosophy by Shelley. Oh, if it's you and me or me and you, just as long as we're two, won't you join me? Let's read a book like there is no one around. Hearing your sweet voice speaking in poetic prose, and then I put meh. I'm not crazy about that line. I'm off the hook for the tenderness that we've found, the crisp fresh air inviting us to see where it goes.
Ooh, very good.
Thank you.
Lots of wonderful detail pulled from the paint picture. I like it quite a bit. You could have pages. You didn't say the word pages,
Mm,
which I put there, pages.
okay.
I'm just trying to think other associative words to a book,
Yeah,
but I really dig it.
thank you.
You had definitely a scansion for the bridge. Do you have a melody sort of happening already?
I don't, other than I know that the wheel and loves and O are, extended.
Oh, that's cool. I like all that. I really like this. Just work on it. It's really good.
I don't like that second line on that last A. I'm just like,
Let's look. Let's look at it. Let's look at it.
it's just a little
Hey,
word, like it's
hearing
too
your sweet
much.
voice speaking in poetic prose. Yeah. Okay. Let's read a book. There's no one around. Hearing your sweet voice. You don't have to, you're not rhyming any prose and goes, right?
I mean, I am rhyming the pros and goes, so it would, if I like that last line, then I want a line, whatever I put there in the second line needs to rhyme, so.
You
Put
might,
the pages there. line of something like
Pages.
read a book like there's no one around. Just turn the page and something.
Mm-hmm.
Turning the pages while you're speaking aloud, or something.
Yeah.
Turning
I'm gonna put that in that. Okay. I'll mull it.
mullet, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's really
Yeah, this is great. Like as soon as I saw it, I read it, and heard you read it, I already heard a melody in it. So
Oh, good. It's funny. Thank you. There was one song that was kind of sticking in my head, which is "Let's Fall in Love." So that part was hooking me for the "Let's read a book, a cozy nook," that kind of thing. But
yeah,
yeah.
I kind of heard.
You could say something, and after we're done, let's read another.
Write a book. Let's write another.
Or let's
Read-
read another. After
read
you
another.
read this, let's read another book. Let's read another.
Yeah.
yeah.
And lover and other. Lover and other are good rhymes. I like it. I dig it. What good songs. Wow, everybody. So what time is it? 4:16. Can I play my new video for you guys?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I have a
Yes.
question first. I have a question first.
No. Okay, what Tom?
Give me an example of, I see your questions here, but your interview song. Can you give me some examples of what you would consider an interview song?
Oh, it's not, I don't want the song to be an interview. The interview is to get you a song.
Oh, okay. All right. I
Good
misunderstood.
question,
Okay.
because I get into, this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to use this, because I use this every year. And the whole point of it is the two of you get together, or the three of us get together, and the idea is to come up with the best idea, the best title, the best story plot.
All right.
And these are just that interview is just a means. But you could bring your title folder with some good titles, and that's as good too to do. Say, I really like this title. What do you think? Can you, or how this started, I'm thinking back on this. How this started is I had this guy I wrote a song with, and he told me a story that he was working at a club in the Village in New York. And it was a pizza restaurant, and the kitchen caught fire, and he got a standing ovation because everybody was leaving. He thought he was getting a standing ovation, but everybody was leaving because the kitchen was on fire. And I put it in a song. I basically I just wrote down what he said. But the good thing that happened is when he got outside, the waitress who he'd always liked was out there too, because the place was on fire, and they went home together. So that was, but it's all in the song. It's called New York City Blues. I don't think it's online. I don't think that album is online. But anyway, I got that. I interviewed him. And so I thought, oh, you can interview. So that's another thing. You can interview somebody and go, hey, do you have a really good story? And you interview them about it. And then you can make that a song.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Any more questions? Brad? No?
Good.
Okay. So I have a new EP coming out in November, and it's of standards. And so I picked 5 of my favorite standards, and I have this wonderful arranger that's working with me. And I picked Mona Lisa, which I think has a really interesting lyric. And he did a real cool arrangement. And we did a video. So here, if I can get to it. Oh, I have to stop screen share because I've got to hit my 2 questions, right? Share sound, optimize for video. So. It just came out today. So. Yeah, no views. Great.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art?
Oh, okay. So
Nice.
serious. So serious. Up until the last word. I love that. And then you smile.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Mark, who's
That was
playing
nice.
piano?
It's Greg Gordon Smith.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I've started working with him. He did 3 songs on my last record, and he did this whole thing. He's really a talented guy.
Nice.
Thank you. Anything else?
It reminded me of something Tom York would do, right?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
It's stark. It's the starkest thing I've ever do.
Yeah. It's a little haunting there for a minute.
You look
I
real
just-
serious.
What? Yeah, I'm serious in this one.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. No more. Any thoughts? Any?
I look
Great.
forward to talking to you tomorrow. Me
Yeah.
and Jen.
Okay, the 3 of us will do it. Okay, thanks everybody. Your stuff is.
So you
great.
gonna send us the link?
I'm sending you the link for tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Much appreciated.
Bye.
Like,
Oh, it's great. Bye.